The N64 was a massive console for Nintendo. Many would argue that it changed the course of gaming forever. Naturally, a lot of the Mario games on this system are really good. In this video, I'm going to be ranking every Mario game that was on the N64. Let's get into it. Number 17, Mario Artist Communication Kit. The Mario Artist series was only released in Japan with 4 entries. More like 3.5. Mario Artist Communication Kit exists solely to allow players to connect to the internet to view the creations of others made from the other 3 Mario Artist games. This game uses a service called RANnet, which is no longer around, meaning this game is unusable. Number 16, Mario no Photopea. This game was also only released in Japan. Admittedly, I'm not an expert on this game, but after doing some research on it, the gameplay seems to be relatively similar to Mario Paint. This game allows you to import and export photos to and from your personal computers and/or cameras. You can make various pieces of artwork using your personal photos, renders from the Mario series, and the artistic tools at your disposal. This game is great for the creative types and certainly isn't bad. Number 15, Mario Artist Paint Studio. Some say this game is like a sequel to Mario Paint, and that would be pretty accurate. Mario Artist Paint Studio is practically everything Mario Paint was, but now on the N64. You can create your own drawings and artwork using the many tools this game offers. Sadly, this game doesn't feature the same Music Maker mode or NAT minigame from the first Mario Paint, but that kinda makes sense considering each game in the Mario Artist series has a narrow focus on a specific creative area. Number 14, Mario Artist Polygon Studio. This entry in the Mario Artist series allows you to create your own 3D models. Many people don't like the simplicity of this game, but the overall idea is pretty cool. There's also an experimental world you can explore which looks interesting, I guess? Number 13, Mario Artist Talent Studio. This entry is the most interesting to me by a lot. Mario Artist Talent Studio is based on creating your own movies with your own custom models. Just like Mario no Photopea, you can upload photos to the game to put onto the models. This game has lots of creative possibilities. Number 12, Mario Tennis. Finally, we're on to actual Mario games. Mario Tennis is, well, Mario Tennis. It's got a solid roster, fun gameplay, it's a classic Mario Tennis experience. The only issue I have with this Mario Tennis is that it doesn't really stand out compared to the other Mario Tennis games in my opinion. What makes a good Mario Tennis game is a good selection of other game modes to play. This Mario Tennis does have some fun game modes to explore, but nothing that sets it apart from the future games in the series. There's not a lot distracting you from the fact that you're just hitting a ball back and forth. Number 11, Mario Golf. Once again, this is a fun game. It's a good Mario Golf experience. But similar to Mario Tennis, this one doesn't do anything significant to stand out from the future Mario Golf games. This game is great, but doesn't compare to the other games on this list. Number 10, Dr. Mario 64. This Dr. Mario changes up the formula quite a bit. It's still the charming puzzle game it's always been, but now it has a new selection of game modes, and most notably, it has a story mode. This game has a similar art style to Paper Mario, funny enough. There's also multiple characters to play as too, most of which are weird, but hey, there's Wario. Some say this is the definitive version of Dr. Mario. Number 9, Mario Kart 64. Yes, a lot of people won't be happy with this not being closer to number 1. But I have a few issues with this game. Now granted, this game is tons of fun. There's lots of iconic tracks to enjoy, and quite possibly the best battle mode we've ever had in any Mario Kart game ever. Mario Kart 64 offers an amazing multiplayer experience for an N64 game. The only 2 issues keeping me from ranking this more generously on this list are the controls and the simplicity of the tracks. While it's easy to get used to the controls after a while, they aren't the smoothest controls for a racing game. And the tracks, all things considered, are really great for this game. But I find there's a lack of depth to each course when compared to the future Mario Karts. Don't get me wrong, this game is fantastic. I just think the rest of the games on this list are better. Number 8, Diddy Kong Racing. This is a racing game just like Mario Kart, but it has more of a campaign approach to its gameplay. The only Mario character found within this game's roster is Diddy Kong, who's joined alongside many other rare mascots like Banjo from Banjo-Kazooie and Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day. As opposed to the way Mario Kart works, where you select a cup or track to race on for fun, either by yourself or with friends, this game has a single player focus, where there are 5 worlds to explore in this game, each one possessing 4 tracks. What's cool about some of the tracks in this game is that a handful of them venture outside of the player using a standard go-kart, and allow them to use a hovercraft and an airplane as well. Depending on what mood you're in or what style of game you prefer, Mario Kart 64 and Diddy Kong Racing could easily be interchanged on this list, but I like the amount of work put into Diddy Kong Racing, which is why I ranked it a little better. Number 7, Mario Party, the game that ends friendships. The N64 Mario Parties were all fantastic entries in the series. As the first Mario Party ever made, this game does a great job of setting up many of the mechanics that would stick with this series for many games to come. What really sticks out with this particular Mario Party is how much this game hates you. This Mario Party really wants you to suffer. All the boards are set up to be extremely harsh to the player. Some people might not like this style, but I think it can be hilarious. What's great about it is everyone is being screwed over. No one can escape the wrath of this game. If you're playing this game with friends, it can make for a hilarious and amazing experience. Unless your friends are sore losers, in which case never let them near this game. My opinion as to whether Mario Party or Mario Kart is better as a series goes back and forth sometimes, but I think the N64 Mario Parties top Mario Kart 64. The N64 Mario Parties have so much depth and fun gameplay added to them, whereas Mario Kart 64, as amazing of a game as it is, feels a little simplistic in comparison. As I continue to rank Mario games on future consoles, you'll likely start to realize that I do prefer the Mario Kart series over Mario Party objectively speaking. But with the N64 versions of each series, I'm just a bit more impressed with the Mario Party games. Number 6, Mario Party 3. This entry was pretty good. Mario Party 3 changes up a few things to stand out from the first 2 games. For starters, it added Daisy and Waluigi to make the roster feel a bit more complete. There's also a story mode now, which adds to the single-player experience. Mario Party 3 does enough to stand out, but still kinda blends in with the other 2. Overall, it's a solid game in the series. Number 5, Mario Party 2. This one is generally considered the best of the N64 Mario Parties, and it makes sense as to why. Each and every board in this game are amazingly well crafted. I also like the detail of how every character wears a costume related to the board you're playing, like how everyone wears a pirate outfit for Pirate Land or a western outfit for Western Land. Out of all the N64 Mario Parties, this one feels the most well made, but each one could easily be interchanged. Number 4, Yoshi's Story. While this Yoshi game is far from the best of the Yoshi-themed games, it's got some stuff going for it. Many players dislike this game for its easy difficulty and different level design from Yoshi's Island, and I personally agree with these criticisms. Yoshi's Story is highly forgettable and is a really bland experience in comparison to Yoshi's Island. Despite this, however, I still believe that it's a fun, well-made platformer with a lot to offer. At the end of the day, it still manages to be a fun mainline platformer and is worth playing through, hence why I still ranked it well on this list. Number 3, Donkey Kong 64. Surprisingly, this is the only 3D platformer in the Donkey Kong series. This game is really fun and has a lot of personality. The premise of this game is Donkey Kong has to save his family members from King K. Rool. Each level is really cool and has tons of bananas and collectibles scattered throughout. There are 5 playable characters, each coming with their own special abilities. And who could forget the iconic DK rap? This game slaps, and I'd love to see a Donkey Kong game like this in the future. Number 2, Super Mario 64. Here we are. Super Mario 64, without a doubt, changed the course of gaming. The ability to roam around a 3D environment with a third-person camera may sound normal to you, but back in the 90s, this was revolutionary. Without this one game, so many other amazing games we all know and love today might not even exist. Super Mario 64 offers an amazing experience to the player. As usual, Peach is kidnapped by Bowser. In order to save her, Mario must travel through paintings throughout Peach's castle to allow him to travel to these worlds inside of those paintings. In these worlds, Mario has up to 7 Power Stars to collect that unlock new areas inside of Peach's castle. And once Mario has enough Power Stars, he can fight Bowser and save the day. With 120 Power Stars hidden across this game, there's lots of fun missions to complete and places to explore. This game is beloved by so many people for its fun gameplay and unique style. Granted, as the first 3D Mario game, there's bound to be some drawbacks. The biggest one is arguably the camera. The camera is atrocious to control and leads to a ton of stupid, unavoidable deaths. The other big issue with this game is its physics. Controlling Mario is seamless and even fun at times, but certain parts of this game can completely break everything and cause some painful deaths that are completely the fault of the game and not the player. But of course, I digress, because these issues can easily be overlooked after enough practice with the game. Not only is this an incredible N64 game, it's also an incredible video game as a whole. Number 1, Paper Mario. As I said in my ranking every Mario game on the SNES video, I'm not a huge RPG guy, but this game is so well made that it's impossible not to fall in love with it. Paper Mario has some of the best gameplay of any Mario game ever. I even made a whole video talking about the mechanics and changes of the Paper Mario series, if you want to check it out for a more detailed explanation. Paper Mario was actually originally supposed to be a sequel to Mario RPG, but was ultimately rebranded as Paper Mario. This game is loved for its interesting storyline and unique characters. Everywhere you go in this game is full of life and always throws something different at you. The turn-based battles are a joy, and all the mechanics to go with it like HP, FP, badges, items, partners, and more cement this game as the masterpiece it is. Oh yeah, Mario meets several interesting partners during his adventure. These allies can help Mario in battle and offer their abilities in the overworld. I could go on about this game for hours, but I'm sure you're all familiar with how awesome it is. This is without a doubt the best Mario game on the N64. And that's every Mario game on the N64 ranked. As always, if I forgot a game, please let me know down in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time, but until then, keep being awesome Nintendo fans. Peace out.